Welcome back to another video. For those that are new here, my name is James and I'm the second half of Leave the Map. And today, we're in a slightly different environment. What you're used to seeing from us is us being on the road and traveling in the van. And for the last couple of months, we have taken a break from the van to move into our new house. And today, you will be getting a quick sneak peek at the new studio space, office space while we're not traveling, and how we've put a space together that we can feel inspired in and creative in when we're not on the road. So we've been getting a lot of questions lately about the desk setup and specifically what's over the desk and all the little details that we've put into the space. In today's video, we'll be talking about the 5 pieces of this space that were all purchased from IKEA and how you can do the same on a budget. Let's get into it. Okay, let's start with the desk. Arguably the most important part of any home office. I did a lot of research before moving in here and deciding what to do about the desk. Do we do a standing desk? Do we do something that's a little more traditional? And what we landed on is this desk fully customized and built from IKEA. The top is a walnut butcher block. And for additional storage and as a way to hold the walnut butcher block up, we use these 2 Alex shelf cabinet units. I cannot take credit for this. I've seen a lot of other people do this, but I chose to use 2 of them rather than 1 just for additional storage in the room, and I thought that they looked really cool when paired together. It cost all of $300 to really build the entire setup, and some of the other desks we were looking at were all of the standing desks, and although they are very useful and important to have in your space, they're a lot more expensive. So to not break the bank, we opted with this desk setup, and I am thrilled with the way it turned out. Now moving on to the desk itself, we have 2 IKEA desk lamps. They're both a little bit different from each other and they're black and gold, which I thought looked really, really awesome with the walnut wood butcher block and the white shelves themselves. Again, they will not break your wallet and they'll look amazing on your desk. Lighting is such a key factor in creativity, in your mental process, and for me as an editor and sitting behind the screen all day, I always want to make sure that I have the right light and the right setup here to feel as creatively inspired as I can. Now, one of the things I'm most proud of the design of the space is the pegboard shelving and vertical storage that we built above the desk itself. Again, this is not something that I can take credit for myself. I've seen a lot of other people do this in their offices, but I opted to create 2 pegboards slightly offset right above the desk as there was nothing there previously, and I really wanted a place to store headphones, to store batteries, to really store the things that I needed accessible at the ready all the time. Rather than putting them in a drawer where I would forget about them, I really wanted these pegboards to serve as a place that I could see exactly what I needed whenever I needed it. The 2 pegboards that I have purchased, I will link below in the description, and I'll link everything else in the description as well. But you can actually get little hooks, you can get all these different things to really build the space how you want it and customize it to fit your workflow, and that's really what I liked about it. And once again, not a huge budgetary expense, but it is well worth it if you're looking to kind of amp up that vertical storage and look for something that looks a little bit better than just a plain old shelf. Now moving on to additional storage in this office, I have 2 different units that I cannot speak highly enough about. I have this rolling bar cart here that we have now moved probably 6 times into the van, out of the van, into our first apartment, into our second apartment, and now into our first home. I am using it as sort of my grip and my camera hardware cart. I'm also using these storage bins that also come from IKEA with tops on them just to clean everything up and keep everything looking really tidy so it doesn't look like a mess when they're in the storage carts themselves. I have a little fake plant on top. Yes, also from IKEA, just so that I don't have to worry about watering that. And that sort of sits in the corner as a nice little backdrop if we're shooting in that direction or if I just want to photograph something with some green in it. The cart is very useful, very utilitarian. It's used for storage. And again, it's very, very affordable and you can get them in a number of colors. They come in white. I believe they come in like a really cool blue. So I will link that below as well. And the last piece of storage I have in this office, and this was the last addition before I felt like it was finally finished, is this storage cabinet that you see right behind me. Now, although it took me way too long to build it and put it together because classic IKEA, I put everything on backwards. You get a little more proficient when you do this every house you move into or every apartment, but somehow I still suck at it, so there's that. What I liked most about this storage unit is the 2 walnut tops. They're slightly off, but they match really, really well with the walnut butcher block desk that I have. And I have another chest here that's a dark wood. So the common theme was what I was going for with this wood and green and black. And then I loved the black accents with the black drawers opening up at the bottom. And again, another great place to store cables, our modem, different wires that you don't want hanging out all over the place, surge protectors, things like that. And you can get a number of IKEA storage bins. I also really like that the shelves are open, so I can use it as a backdrop for filming videos. I can set up a bar, I can create little vignettes for photos, and I can use it in a number of ways that are more than just a storage unit. And again, very budget conscious. I think this piece was maybe $120. I'll have to check that, and I will link that in the description below so that you guys can take a look for yourself. So there you have it, IKEA for the win. You can really find amazing products for storage, for your desk, for a setup that still looks elegant. It maintains a sense of design, and I think they do a really amazing job. So I really just wanted to make this video to show you guys that you don't need to have a ton of money to create the perfect office space. I have been inspired for years before moving into this house by other creators, other people that are enthused with making their office as cozy and creative as possible. And I really just wanted to share it with you because I'm proud of the way it turned out. We're really excited to be spending more time in here and working on our business from home rather than the road. And this is where it starts. It starts at the desk, it starts in the office, and it starts with a really creative space that you feel good about. Again, as you can hear, the echoes a little bit of an issue, which we're working on. We got some acoustic blankets that will be going up and a lot more tutorials and sort of the breakdown of how we're building this space in future videos. That, and along with way more travel videos coming up at the end of the year, and we are really, really excited to continue to develop this channel, to continue to build this audience. We thank you guys who have subscribed already, and for those that have not, hit that like below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, because I promise there will be more videos, and we'll see you guys on the road. Or in this case, we'll see you right here in the office.